great players have produced some magical moments of skill which mere mortals attempt at their peril. Cruyff, 1974 against Sweden.
As just seen in our introductory clip, the Cruyff turn has been technically regarded by the FA as an evasive football move. It's commonly regarded as one of the best dribble tricks in the world and was founded by the Dutch footballer Johan Cruyff during the 1974 World Cup against Sweden. We're going to start this introduction by looking at the technical phases, and then we're going to move into a skills versus capacity comparison. Slowing it down, we're going to start off the player dribbling the ball. Before executing the move, the player begins with putting their planted foot between the ball and the defender. This way is to give use the body as a shield. The player then rotate their planted foot to use the inside of the foot to stop the ball and also flick it to the opposite direction. Once we have the body turned and we have the ball connected with the inside of the foot, we're going to push the ball back in the opposite direction, and that way it opens space, triggering the defender. We will now do a comparison of the skill versus capacities of the Johan Cruyff turn. We will begin with the skills. Predominantly what we look from players that have high levels of skill in the Cruyff turn is good motor control, close touching from the foot to the ball, and being able to activate that turn a lot quicker, a lot smoother. Another characteristic is the centre of mass. Players that are very confident in their Johan Cruyff turn and are very skillful, they will be able to have a taller centre of mass because they don't need to dip their body, as they're not using their body weight as much as non-skilled players. So we can see this player keeping the ball close to the toes, coming into the Cruyff turn. Left planted foot rotating. Opposite foot ready to connect on the inner foot. Connection was quite smooth, very close to the toe. And as we see coming out, maybe half a yard away from the ball. Reason for this would be good motor control, practice, also speed in the turn. From here we'll have a look at a player that's going to demonstrate using more capabilities. Predominantly what we find with players that have higher levels of capability is that they'll use their mass more. They'll use their body mass to shield from the defender. As they take a longer stride, it'll mean that once they connect on the inside of the foot, there's a longer distance that they need to hit that ball. As once they touch on the inside, they need to chase that ball. Stepping out again. That touch was a little bit longer than our skilled athlete. So in turn, it's more body use from the capacities player. Again, looking at our turn from the capacity player, we can see that their centre of mass is quite far out. We can see there's quite a large lean in their body. Again, this is using their muscular strength, their upper body strength to push the defender away as they connect the ball on the inside foot. From here we would expect to see the ball travel quite a bit of distance away from the capacity player, and they need to chase that a little bit more. So again, once connecting, and again this was shown. The ball was quite a distance away once connected, and the player has to work hard to get to it. In summary, between skills and capacities player, skills player have better motor control. They use less centre of mass on the turn, They're sharper on the turn. This is because of practice and maybe also neuromuscular adaptations on the skill. When we look at capacity as a player, they don't, because they lack that quick turn. Again, it could be practice, it could be motor control. They predominantly will use their weight, or they'll use their muscle mass to block the ball from defenders. This means it's not as sharp on the turn, and sometimes they need to chase that ball again. And guys, that's my brief description of skills versus capacities in the Johan Cruyff turn. Thank you.